devotee, my friend Rita Ora from Silver Spring. Rita ji, आप कहाँ से हो? Okay, she. So let us welcome her in our traditional way by chanting the
Mhm.
names of God. Hari
Okay.
Bo, Hari
Hari
Bo.
bol, Hari bol, Hari
Hari
bol.
Hari
Oh,
Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
yeah, Rita ji, welcome to the call and please join every day and listen Bhagavatam class. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, dear devotees, today we are very fortunate. We have Her Grace VanaMalini Manjari Devi Dasi Mataji from Iowa. And Mataji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Canto 7, Chapter 2, verse number 39 onwards. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dharma Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Please take over the call when you are ready.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams. And Hare Krishna to all the devotees on the call. My Dandavat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you all so much once again for this wonderful opportunity to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. Hearing and chanting are considered as primary ways of serving the Lord by doing serving the Lord. Especially hearing is very, very powerful. Prabhupada mentions in many verses like how if somebody is walking and trying to harm you, when you're sleeping, you may not be able to see them because your eyes are closed and all. But if someone shouts saying that, oh, wake up, there is a danger, then the ears will hear. So ears are, even in sleep, ears are the first sense to act. So hearing is very, very, very important. We have to hear as much as we can about the Supreme Lord so that it resides in our subconscious mind. And when we are ill health or anything, we will again, what we have heard again and again, what we have contemplated again and again, what we are remembering again and again, that is going to come into our thoughts unknowingly. So that in that way we can remember Lord always. So hearing is very powerful, and thank you all so much for joining regularly and for giving opportunity for devotees like me to purify myself by doing this service. We will go into the Srimad Bhagavatam session by Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Hare Krishna. Seven point 2.39. So this is the conversation. There are multiple conversations happening here. We all know Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha are brothers. Hiranyaksha was killed by Lord in the form of a boar, and Hiranyakashipu got to know about that, and he plans to kill Vishnu because he thinks that Vishnu is favoring Devi Devtas, and that's why he has killed his brother. So he is scheming and planning and plotting to kill Vishnu. But at the same time, his brother's wife and his mother are lamenting for the death of Hiranyaksha. So he speaks philosophy to pacify them. Generally, this is the scene that we see even normally in our day-to-day life also. There will be a set of people who speak philosophy at the time of death. Mostly in my state where I live in India, Bhagavad Gita is played. There are cassettes by a famous singer who is also happened to be a movie playback singer. So he has sang the Bhagavad Gita, all the shlokas, and then it is known like if from any house there is a tent and this Bhagavad Gita is playing, everybody knows, even the children know that somebody has died. So it's that famous. People play Bhagavad Gita. So that's when people remember philosophy. Rest all the times people are busy and engaged in their day-to-day activities, running, earning, enjoying, very busy. But life gets to a halt when something reversal happens, and especially death is a big reversal. When it happens for a loved one, people are get taken away, taken back, and then they'll start thinking about the philosophy. That philosophical thinking effect will be there for a couple of days, and after that again it becomes natural. It becomes we will forget that, and then we will continue spending all our time in sense gratification. So that is what is happening, and Hiranyakashipu is speaking philosophy to his brothers' wives and children, and also to his mother, saying like, everybody will die once everybody goes. And then when he is speaking that, he narrates a pastime. He narrates a story, a small story inside that, where Suyagna is a king of Usirna, and he dies in battle, and his wives and children, they all are lamenting for his death. They are lamenting very loudly, and those loud cries have reached Yama's abode, and also in the process of lamenting, they forgot the time, and it is already sunset. So this is very common thing. Everybody knows that if you here in USA and sometimes now in India also, where people are not burying or burning, mostly they burn the body. So they don't do that after sunset. So sunset is approaching, and these wives are not stopping lamenting, and they are crying and crying. So Yamaraja comes as a small boy to put some sense into all these lamenting loved ones. So he starts speaking. So he says like, how all of you are much older than me. and you have experience, you have full experience that hundreds and thousands of living entities have taken birth and died. See, as we get older, we see many people dying. But, always people around us will be dying, and we are seeing around the world. But somehow we think that we will live forever. We will never think of death. And thinking of death is considered inauspicious. People will not even talk loudly about death, or people will shut up the people who are speaking about death. So we think that just by speaking it, we will get it, or it is inauspicious, or not about even speaking, but there are multiple things that are related to death. People are afraid of death. Everybody knows that they're going to die, but everybody don't accept that they're going to die. They don't believe in that. They don't think that that day will never come to them. However old they are 190, 99, however old they are, they think that they will survive more. They won't die. And then people don't talk about death much in a way that we can make use of the time that we are living in this world. So he's saying, like, many people, you are all old enough and you have seen many people dying and taking birth again. But then I don't understand, like, why you are all so confused, why you all cry.
Hare Krishna Mataji, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me, Mataji?
Now I can hear.
Okay.
Yeah, not audible.
Oh, even now?
Yeah, now it is clear, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhu. I'll
Correct.
try to keep my phone closer to me and see how it goes. And please stop me if I am not audible. Okay. Ya ichesha srijita srujatidham avyayo yayeva rakshyatya avalampate chayaha tasya bala kridanamahurishutus characharam nigraha sangrahe prabhu. Translation and puppet by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The boy addressed the woman. O weak woman, only by the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never diminished, is the entire world created, maintained, and again annihilated. This is the verdict of the Vedic knowledge. This material creation consisting of the moving and non-moving is exactly like his plaything. Being the Supreme Lord, he is completely competent to destroy and protect. So this boy is Yama Dharmaraja. So he's speaking to these women. Oh, weak woman. So women become weak because of their affection. So that is the biggest thing that stops women from doing many things or also doing many things. It stops and it also empowers them to do many things. Because they have affection, they push themselves that extra mile and they do many things. Because they have affection, they get weak when people betray them or people use their affection. So they get weak also, and they tend to do the things which they should not be doing. At the same time, when they take up spiritual life, if you see, they progress very faster. Prabhupada says, once you take up spiritual life, there is no man and woman. And then all of us will come at the level of the soul, rendering devotional service to the Lord. And many devotees are very regular in chanting, are regular in reading. In many congregations, especially in the small Bhakti Vriksha congregations, we observe that once a woman takes up to Krishna consciousness, they make sure that they will follow, they chant, they put that extra effort, they arrange the things around in their life and they come. Men are sometimes confused with so many other things, so it takes time. It's not, I'm not generalizing any of these statements. It's generally Prabhupada's words when we take from different verses and purports, where Prabhupada says that many women devotees are progressing so well. So once they take up to spiritual life, they will progress very fast and they are very dedicated and determined. And he also says, once we take up spiritual life, there is no man and woman. But here, especially because of their affection towards their husband, they are crying. They are not letting go the body of Suyagna. So here he is saying, by the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never diminished, is the entire world created, maintained, and again annihilated. So Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janma and Karma are Divyam, transcendental. His body is not made of the Panchabhutas like all our bodies are made. So it will never get diminished. So he is the one who will be always there before the creation and also after the annihilation of this entire universe. Not just this entire universe, but millions and millions of universes which are coming from the pores of his skin. So that is the magnanimity of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord is the enjoyer, creator, and controller. And out of his will, he creates this universe. And out of his will, he destroys. Nobody can force him to do anything. The only weakest point of Supreme Personality of Godhead is devotees. If at all he is under the control of anybody, that is his devotees. So the devotees, the pure devotees of the Lord always think that they are superior than Krishna. So that's why if we see in Vrindavan, everybody thinks, gopis thinks that Krishna is not smart, Krishna is not intelligent. If they are not there, Krishna will not be able to do anything. Similarly, some of his cowhead friends also, they don't believe when Krishna kills Kamsa. They are in that arena and then they were like, he always loses with me in a wrestling fight. Are you guys sure he is the one who is killing Kamsa? So they are so like not confident of Krishna's strength and all, because they are pure devotees of the Lord. They never think him as a Lord. So that's why. But he is the supreme controller, enjoyer, and omnipotent, omniscient Lord, who knows everything, who can do anything, who can who is not controlled by anything, who does not take orders from anybody. So he is not creating the universe because somebody has ordered him, and he will not destroy it because somebody has asked him to destroy it. So he is saying he is the one who is creating, maintaining, and again annihilating. He will annihilate and then he will again create all of them. This is the verdict of the Vedic knowledge. This is what the Vedas are telling, that Krishna, Narayana, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. This material creation consisting of the moving and non-moving is exactly like his plaything. Like how kids, they'll make a big tower out of the Legos or blocks. And then if they get bored of that, they'll just drop it. They'll scrap it. And then they'll start building again. So he's saying this world is like that. It's a plaything. He will do according to what he thinks he wants to do, being the Supreme Lord. So this material creation consisting of the moving and non-moving is exactly like his plaything, being the Supreme Lord. He is completely competent to destroy and protect. So he will destroy, and he can protect. It's not that he can only do one thing. Whether he can do protection or creation, and he cannot do destruction. Because he can do destruction, he cannot do creation. He can protect and he can destroy also, according to his will. And if he plans to do that, there is nobody who can stand on his as an obstacle in his way. We have seen many scenarios where how Krishna decides to protect the entire world, Devi Devatas, everybody comes also. They cannot stop that. Perfect. In this regard, the queens might argue, if our husband was protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead when in the womb, why he has not given protection now? To this question, The answer is ya ichchesaha srujatidham avyayoya eva rakshyatya avalampate cha yaha. So we see they are saying especially about like he has rescued, given protection as a small boy, because given protection when they were babies. Because Yamaraja mentioned that in the beginning of his conversation that Supreme Lord is the one who is protecting us even in the womb of the mother. The womb of the mother, whoever baby is there in the womb, actually the baby is undergoing lot of stress, inconvenience, because it's not a happy place to be there. But whoever is carrying the baby, they are very happy. They are like, that is the happiest moment of their life. And they want to be happy. They eat whatever they want. They do the things whatever they want and all. But they cannot understand what's going on inside the tummy to the soul. So all of you might have already read Kapila Gita in the third canto of Srimad Bhagvatam, where Kapila Dev's instructions to his mother Devahuti, he instructs the position of the soul inside the mother womb. Soul prays to the Lord, to the Supreme Personality of God, when he is in the womb, saying that, Lord, please, this will be my last birth. As soon as I come out, I will never ever do anything which will make me born, which will make me stay in the womb of a mother again. That means I will never take birth again. I'll get liberated. I will use this material life, this one life, and I will completely engage myself in devotional service, and I will go back to my original home, Golok Vrindavan, where I don't need to take any more birth or go through this staying of 9 months in the womb of a mother, inside the pool of stool and urine and all the germs biting me, no space to stretch. If my mother eats spicy things, I will feel the burning sensation inside. So this living in this place 9 months has made me realize what kind of life I have been living in the past, that I have to take birth again in this material world, either to suffer or to enjoy. And I will never ever going to do that, my Lord. As soon as I am born, I won't engage myself in any kind of sense gratification. I will not look at any material pleasures. I will not become a householder. I will not give birth. I will just focus all my life in serving you and going back to the Godhead. The moment he's born, he forgets all that. He won't remember. As I said, there is something called people get philosophical at the time of birth. The mother gets feels philosophical. She will say that, never ever again I'm going to carry a baby again. And she will even get mad at the husband, like, and then she'll say, no. But after a couple of years, the lady again conceives and gives birth. So that vairagya, that detachment, that renunciation only stays for a shorter time, when as long as she can remember all the pain she has endured during the birth. Once she forgets that pain, she again gives birth. Similarly, the vairagya, the detachment, the renunciation a person achieves at the time of death of a family member also remains for some time. For 1, 2 months, 3 months, they all will, oh, maybe I may also die. Let me take care of my health. Let me chant more the names of the Lord so that I can have a peaceful death. And after some time, after 3, 4 months, that vairagya goes away. And we are very busy in our material life saying that, oh, I don't have time to engage in devotional service to the Lord. So the position in the womb of a mother is not very happy. We need a lot of protection there, because the soul inside the womb of a mother prays a lot to the Supreme Lord, and Supreme Lord gives protection to the baby, because only he can go inside. You may be very advanced, you may be living in an advanced country, you have advanced facilities, doctors, but nobody can imagine what is going on inside the womb. Sometimes doctors also cannot predict because it's not that visible. Some things are not visible in the ultrasounds or so many other tests they are doing. They sometimes go wrong in some of those tests and they completely ignore a danger coming, a danger that baby is holding when he comes out. And they are not prepared everything. Only few things they know. Only person who know everything what is happening to the soul or the body inside the womb of a mother is Krishna. And he can reach there and he can give protection. As he has protected Maharaj Parikshit in the womb of mother Uttara when Aswadhama has thrown Brahmastra. So Krishna can do, only Krishna can do. Krishna can do anything and only Krishna can protect us in any situation, any place, from anywhere. He can do that. So here, people may argue saying that, oh, he has protected us in the womb, but why he is not protecting now? The answer is that it is his wish. It is Lord's wish. He will do whatever he desires. So one cannot argue with the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is always free and therefore he can protect and also annihilate. He can do whatever he wants. If he wants, he will protect us. If he wants to annihilate, he will annihilate us. He is not our order carrier. Whatever he likes, he will do. So Krishna is not our order carrier. But what do we think when we go to the temple? We take with our order list and then we'll put in front of the Lord. Krishna, I want to buy a big house in that community with this much. Please make it happen for me. I will chant, I will do this, I will do service. So we'll go and we'll think that Krishna is our vending machine. He will give whatever we are asking, the material pleasures. And then we will always approach him for material pleasures. And we think that the amount of austerities, the amount of devotional service that we are doing, the amount of puja we are doing will compel the Lord. Will put Lord in a position where he is obligated to give us what we are asking. Or we think that he is our order carrier because I have, like how in a hotel we sit down and we say, oh, I paid for one plate of dosa. Get me the dosa. So they have to get because we paid. So we similarly think that I have paid the Lord by my austerity, my chanting, my puja, or by my donation, or by me working hard. Now he has to fulfill my desires. So here Prabhupada is saying, he is not your order carrier. He will do whatever he wants. Nobody can question him. Period. That kind of supremacy Lord holds. Not even a president of a country holds that kind of supremacy in this material world. He is still answerable to somebody who is in the opposition. But Krishna is a supreme authority with no second. There no opposition. Nothing. He can do whatever he wants. Same Lord who has protected us 100 times may not protect us 101 time. He can anytime give protection and he can anytime remove protection from. So Arjuna says the same thing. He can anytime empower us and he will anytime remove that empowerment and that ability from us. I have Gandiva. I am that same Arjuna who fought in Kurukshetra and who fought with Devi Devatas and got the Pasupatastra and everything. Now what happened? I lost in the hands of Yadus who don't have any weapons. They don't have any weapons as such. And they all together fought with me and they defeated me. I realized how insignificant I am and how much Supreme Lord is giving, enabling me and making me do things. So in the similar way, Krishna can do anything. He can give protection or he can remove the protection.
We cannot in any way order him, compel him, force him, influence him, or do anything in fact. So Prabhupada is saying, he is not our order carrier. Whatever he likes, he will do. Therefore, he is the Supreme Lord. The Lord does not create this material world at anyone's request, and therefore he can annihilate everything merely by his will. So he did not create because somebody has asked him to create. So he has to wait for that person's instructions to annihilate this entire universe. Here we are not even talking about one person's death. Entire universe, all the 14 planetary systems, including Brahma. He is so powerful that he can destroy everything at once. And here we are demanding Lord for one person's life. So here Prabhupada is saying, he did not create world because somebody has asked him to create. So he has to wait for that person to come and say that, oh, I have asked you to create this, now you can take it away. No, he did not do that in the first place. So he is not answerable or responsible for anybody when he annihilates. He has to go and get permissions or he has to tell. No, he will do on his own. Therefore, he is the Supreme Lord. The Lord does not create this material world at anyone's request, and therefore he can annihilate everything merely by his will. That is his supremacy. If one argues, why does he act in this way? Because we are all very egoistic. We all think that we are the masters, we are the controllers, we are the enjoyers. So why he do like this? Why he is not answerable to anybody? Why nobody can question him? Because we all like that kind of supremacy. If nobody will question us, I can do whatever I want. We like that because we are part and parcel of him, and we have this trait of supremacy in us, which is coming from him. So we like that. If there is nobody who can question us, and if we can do whatever we want, and we get whatever we want, wow, that is a great life, we think. And now we see that thing in Krishna, and we start envying Krishna. We think that, oh, why he does that? How can he do like that? Why there is nobody who can stop him? That's what we think. But here, why does he act in this way? So people ask, why he do like that? Why he gives good, why he protected that person, and why he is not protecting me? Why he gave wealth to that person and why he didn't give me? Why he fulfills all the desires and not mine? So Prabhupada is saying, the answer is that he can do so because he is supreme. He can do whatever he wants. He can protect person A and he can destroy person B. Or he can protect both of them. Or he can ignore both of them. It's his will. He will do whatever he wants. No one can question his activities. We cannot question his activities, or we cannot draw conclusion to his activities. If one argues, what is the purpose of this sinful creation and annihilation? The answer is that to prove his omnipotence. Why he do all these things? Why he create and why he annihilate? Why he wants to do even all these things? So Prabhupada is saying it is his omnipotency. He is so potent that he can create and he can annihilate. Like a boy who can create a 100 blocks tower, he can destroy that whenever he wants because he knows that he can create that again. So it's his wish. Even a small boy who is playing with his blocks has his own will of creating and destroying. Then what is the situation? What is the position of the Lord, who is the supreme? So because he is omnipotent, because there is nobody who is more potent than him. So he can do anything and no one can question him. If he were answerable to us concerning why he does something and why he does not, his supremacy will be cut down. So if he is answerable to us, why he has to come and explain to us why he did what he did and why he did not do what he did not do, then he is no more a Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are Supreme Personality of Godhead then. So that's why Krishna is the Supreme. according to his will, he will create and he will destroy the entire universe just to show his omnipotent, because he is capable of creating and annihilating. He does not need to answer anybody. He don't have to give explanations to anybody. So you all should be knowing that by now, because you have seen, you are all older than me, and you have seen many people dying and living. And why you all did not understand that yet? So there are three kinds of people. First kind of a people, they don't wait for things to happen to them. They will learn as soon as they read about it. This is a bad thing, we should not do. Then they will stop doing it. They don't need any extra instructions or anything. Once they read in the scriptures, the 4 regulative principles are bad, they will immediately stop. I come across those people. When they read in the scriptures, they will immediately implement. They have that kind of a determination and power. And there is a second type of people. They will read, but they don't start implementing. And when they see their neighbors or friends suffering or enjoying because implementing, they'll start doing that. Oh, they followed this rule and they are very happy. Let me follow that. Or, oh, they did not follow this rule and they are suffering now. Oh, I will never ever do this in my life. I will never ever, I'll be watchful on that road when I'm driving. They sped, they speed, they drive speed, over speed, and they are in danger. So let me not do that. So they'll, and there is a third kind of people. They will only learn when it happens to them. Like when they suffer, when they get into a trouble, after that they will happen. And there is also one more type, gone cases. After happening to them also, they will never learn. They will again forget and they will keep doing. So here, Yamadharmaraja, as a small boy, is asking the wives of Suyagna, why are you all not learning that? You are older than me. You have seen so many people dying and so many people being born again. You should be knowing that all this is happening at the will of the providence. It is Supreme Lord's will. He will do whatever he wants. There is nobody who can question him. You guys sitting here and crying whole night and not letting the body to be burned is not going to bring your husband back. So better understand the reality and keep moving and do the needful. So that is the instruction he wants to, that is the message he is going to give. So I'll go to the verse 40. Patichutam tishtati dishtarakshitam gruhe stitam tadvihatam vinasyati jivatyanaatopi tadikshito vane gruho viguptosya hato na jivati. So this again shows the supremacy of the Lord. Sometimes, translation, sometimes one loses his money on a public street where everyone can see it, and yet his money is protected by destiny and not seen by others. Thus, the man who lost it gets it back. On the other hand, if the Lord does not give protection, even money maintained very securely at home is lost. If the Supreme Lord gives one protection, even though one has no protector and is in the jungle, one remains alive. Whereas a person well protected at home by relatives and others sometimes dies, no one being able to protect him. So this wonderful example Yamaraja gives to the wives is like, sometimes your money is lost on the road and still it comes back to you. It will go into a right people's hand, and they will see something or your address or something and they will bring it back to you. And sometimes the money that you have saved securely in your house, in a locker or in a bank, can get taken away by frauds or by thieves or anything, and then you can't do anything. You just are surprised. Oh, I have put a heavy locker. I have done everything to protect, but I could not protect. And sometimes you lost it accidentally and you will get it back. Same example he gives. Sometimes some people, everybody will be in the house. Like all of them will be there, and there will be a lot of chances. Maybe they are all doctors also or anything, but still they cannot. Like, I always get surprised by some incidents I listen in my life, where like wife and husband, both of them go to work at the same time, 9:30, and husband's routine is to like, okay, read a paper before going. Wife is in the kitchen working, packing the lunch boxes, and the husband reads newspaper and he sits in the sofa, the same sofa he's been sitting from last 30-40 years. He's sitting there and he's reading, and the routine is that wife will say bye and then she will go home, she will go to her work. So she did not realize that the husband who is sitting in the sofa has already died of heart attack. He is so still, she didn't have time, or she did not go near to him, or she just thought, oh, he's reading newspaper, and she goes to work. And then when she comes back in lunch from the work, she sees husband sitting there still, and she gets surprised that he's no more. So he has everybody. It's not that he's alone in some place where he cannot seek help, and then he died. He has his wife around, and he maybe and then he still did not get help. Even when I came to US, I initially I heard an incident where a very close friend of my Prabhuji, like he passed away in sleep. So the wife and husband are on the same bed, but still he did not have enough time to wake her up and seek some help. So even though you have hundreds of people around you, you may not get the protection, you may not get the help. So people always think that, oh, I have to maintain my connections, I have to maintain my money, I have to make sure that I please everybody around me and keep my devotional service behind. I have to live for them a life which they all are desiring, so that they will come and help me. It doesn't mean that we have to go around and make enemies, but we need to know who is our real protector, who is our near benefactor, who is our well-wisher, who is our friend. Krishna is always our benefactor, our well-wisher, our protector. And if we please Krishna, automatically everybody around us will get pleased. The Devi Devatas are getting pleased when we are pleasing Krishna. What about the people around us? They will also get pleased, and Krishna will send us help when we need. If we keep Krishna consciousness aside and start pleasing each and every individual in our life, some may want apple, some may want pear, some may want plum, some may want something else, or some may want you to dance, some may want you to sing, some may want you to come to an excursion, and then you lose all your time, and then you don't have time for yourself, for Krishna's, to make your connection with Krishna stronger. In reality, Krishna is the one who is protecting us, not even our spouse or children, anybody. Krishna is the one who is protecting us. Because of Krishna's presence, Pandavas are protected always, even though they were great warriors, they are great leaders and all. So we need to know who is our protector. Krishna is our protector, and Krishna wants to Rake Krishna, Mare. There is nobody else who can do anything to us. And if Krishna is not, there is nobody else who can do anything to us. They cannot. Gajendra is so proud of his wives. He has multiple wives, and he has a big family. He takes all his family and goes to that lake. Thousands of elephants are along with him. And then he gets struck. Crocodile catches his leg. And he thinks that before crocodile catches, what was the mood of Gajendra? He went into that lake to drink water. So instead of drinking water, Gajendra, what he does is he sucks up a lot of water and he pours that on all his family members because they are all playing. They all are liking him doing that. He is huge and he can suck a lot of water, and then he's spraying all that water on all the people, and then they are all liking it. Actually, who is getting suffered there? All the living entities inside that lake. They're all suffering. Whenever he's drinking gallons of water, all those small fishes and all are thrown out when he sprays the water, and uh, they're all dying. And the calmness of that place is disturbed, because that is a place. If you all read the 8th canto of Bhagavatam, second chapter, whole chapter explains that place, how rich is that place, how there are 3 golden trikuta, and then how there are so many flowers, so many fruits, how the Devi Devatas come and live in the cows and enjoy that scenery, calmness of that place, and how Gajendra walks in and destroys all that. And then why he destroys all that? Because he is being praised as hero by his family members, and he engages in that more and more. And then when crocodile get holds of his leg, all his family members, they cannot do anything. They cry around, but they can't help him. For 1,000 years, he fights with crocodile. He loses his strength. Crocodile is like happy because it lives in water. It doesn't do anything. So it is not losing anything. It's gaining its strength. And Gajendra is losing his strength. Then he suddenly remembers, there is only one protector, that is Lord. He has to protect me, and he starts offering prayers to he starts offering prayers to Krishna, and Krishna immediately rushes and comes and protects him. So at any point of time, we should be knowing who is our protector, who is our giver, who is the one that we have to please, and what is that we have to keep as priority in our life. We try to give up chanting, we try to give up reading. If some function comes, some marriage comes in our house, the first thing that goes away is our chanting, because we don't have time to chant for 2 hours. We have so many things to gossip around, we have so many things to do around, and then we give up. Or like some busy day, some sad thing happened in our life, somebody insulted us, we don't have mood to chant. Or I have to go busy, do a shopping house or something, I don't have time to chant. Because we think that whatever we are buying is going to give me pleasure. Whatever the sad thing that is happening in life is the saddest thing that is happening, and I have to sit down and lament for it. Or whatever the happiest thing is happening, that is going to give me pleasure, and then I have to do that. I have to make friends and keep their friendship so that they will protect me when I am in danger. So we serve all these people. The main and important person and only person that we have to serve is Krishna. Once we serve Krishna, everything falls in place. We pour water to the root and everything falls in the place. If we are not showing to the people what are our priorities, how will we expect them to understand our priorities and give time to us for them? The real well-wishers of us, real friends of us, will help us in doing our own priorities. If they really love us, if a spouse loves, if a husband loves his wife, or a wife loves his husband, and if they know that Krishna conscious is their priority, then they will really help each other. Not they will really pull each other and say that, oh, you should not serve Krishna, you have to serve me. But there may be a gap in conveying what is our priority to the people. We have to tell them, I'm sorry, Krishna consciousness is my priority. I cannot come to the party because I want to chant. I can't watch the movie because I want to chant first. I did not finish my chanting. So chanting, 90% of our devotional service depends upon our chanting. And we should show that priority to the people. We have to be first convinced and be determined in our priority, then people will understand. To get convinced and determined in our priority, we have to know that Krishna is the one we have to please, not the entire world. Even if we please entire world and not Krishna, we will not be successful in our material life. The goal of our life is not achieved. Because the goal of human form of life is to get our connection back with the Lord, and then we attain that love from the Lord. So that is the whole goal of the life. The goal of the life is not to become Tata, Ambani, Indra, Chandra, Brahma. That is not the goal of the life. The goal of the human form of life is to revive our lost relationship with the Lord and go back. At the end of the life, at the end of the human form of life, when our next life is already getting decided, how rich we are is not going to decide our life. How educated we are is not going to decide our next life. How Krishna consciousness we are, what are our activities is going to decide our next life. So we are the one who has to keep our Krishna consciousness as priority. Then everybody else around us will respect that. If we are lenient, some favorite show is coming, we stop chanting, and some show something happens, we stop chanting, and then we shout around people saying that you don't know that I am chanting, I have to chant now. Then they will say, oh, that day you did not chant because you have to watch a movie. Why are you now saying that you want to chant? So we need to be consistent in our practice, determined in our practice, determined in our priorities. So Krishna is the protector. So these two examples Yamaraja is giving to the wives of Suyagna. Purport. These are examples of the supremacy of the Lord. These two examples show the supremacy of the Lord. Our plans to protect or annihilate do not act, but whatever he thinks of doing actually happens. This happens to us many times. We do wonderful planning, end to end, but it doesn't happen like that. Something else happens. We plan to destroy. Some people, I mean, this is a very crude and bad example, but some people sometimes attempt to die, but they won't die. They get saved. Some people wants to live for hundreds of years and they die. So our plans don't work. But if we plan, that may not work. But if Krishna plans, there is no doubt that it will not work. But whatever he thinks of doing actually happens. The examples given in this regard are practical. Everyone has had such practical experiences, and there are also many other clear examples. For instance, Prahlad Maharaja said that a child is certainly dependent on his father and mother. But in spite of their presence, the child is harassed in many ways. So for a child, we think that I can protect my child. If I am not there, my child will become helpless. Nobody is there to protect them. And child also thinks that my parents are going to protect me. But we see many times parents cannot do anything and the child is harassed by diseases or by so many other things. This is another third example. But in spite of their presence, the child is harassed in many ways. Sometimes, in spite of a supply of good medicine and an experienced physician, a patient does not survive. Therefore, since everything is dependent on the free will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, our only duty is to surrender unto him and seek his protection. So he is the only supreme controller, supreme protector, and only his plan works, always without fail. And he is the one who is going to give us the protection. So for us, there are many examples. The two examples is sometimes the money that we kept in the bank may get lost, and sometimes we lose it on the road and we may get it back. That is one example. And the second example is like a person may be protected in a jungle when there is nobody there, in a forest, and he may not be protected when he is among his relatives. Third example, a parent thinks that they can protect their child. Both the parents are alive and they think that we can protect our child, but the child is not protected. And when no parents are there, the child is getting protected. This example I might have told, but there was one incident some months back where in Amazon forest, some little kids, one or 2 year old kid was survived when the older kids died in an Amazon forest when there is nobody there. For 41 days or something, they lived in that forest, and a small baby was survived. So in the forest, he was survived. But sometimes when we have all the money, all the medicine, anything that we can do, we are very helpless. We can't do anything to our child who is suffering some chronic disease. We become so helpless. So that is another example which is given here. And these all examples show the supremacy of the Lord. Intelligent and smart person surrenders to the Lord and seeks his protection rather than seeking protection of anything material. The best protection and guaranteed protection that we can get is from the Lord. And how do we do that? By chanting the holy names of the Lord, by hearing about Lord, by engaging ourselves in the service of the Lord. This, when we do consistently, regularly, we will remember Lord not only when we are chanting, not only when we are hearing about him, but all the time Lord's name will be there in our heart, in our mind, on our lips. So that comes only after lifetimes and lifetimes of practice. It is not easy. Krishna says in some 7th chapter, 7.19, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. After many, many, many lifetimes, one who has surrendered to me knows me in full. And now we started chanting today, and we think that tomorrow we should know everything. If we are not knowing, then Krishna is not powerful enough. So we have to leave Krishna and find something else for our protection. And Krishna says already in 7.19, Bahunam Janmanam Ante. After many, many, many lifetimes, somebody will surrender to me. And after surrendering to me and rendering devotional service, they know me in full. So even though it is so clear here, where every devotee of the Lord is coming and telling the supremacy of the Lord, we don't realize that, we don't accept that, we don't surrender. We still surrender to so many other material things. So let us all move ourselves to that first category of devotees, where as soon as we listen, we start implementing them and making our chanting the priority, our devotional service to the Lord as priority, and make and seek his protection. So Prabhupada ends so wonderfully this purport of 40th. Since everything is dependent on the free will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, our only duty is to surrender unto him and seek his protection. So in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says how from bhajante to people come to prapadyante. So from the starting stage is worshipping the Lord. So when we start worshipping and praying to the Lord by using any of the 9 processes of devotional service, after practicing that devotional service for many lifetimes, we will go to the stage where we will surrender to him and we will know him in full. So our journey has to start somewhere. So let us not lose a life or waste a day without chanting. The chanting is our priority, and seeking protection from the Lord should be our goal, not like from anything else. So I'll stop here, Matajis and Prabhujis. Anybody has any questions or comments or corrections or any additions, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, Vadu Lord Srila Prabhupada. Very nice class, Mataji. So many points were there. And it's a good reminder for the devotees also. I don't have any question, Mataji. I will ask other devotees to ask any question if they have.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for this nectarian class, and always emphasizing on the chanting of should be our priority in our day-to-day activities. So thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Geeta. I just wanted to ask you, there's a very fine line between surrender and working hard. Till what end should one work, and at what point one can then surrender? Because, we don't know till when we should continue to work to get what we want, and then decide now it's time for Lord to, to surrender. I mean, we want to surrender, but we also want to try to work hard to get what we want.
Actually, from what you said, Mataji, it looks as if both are mutually exclusive. You can only do one. It's not like that. Surrendering to the Lord does not mean that we should stop working. Arjuna did not sit in one corner in the ratha after surrendering to the Lord, and then the war happened on its own, and he won. So surrendering to the Lord does not mean we stop doing work. We surrender to the Lord knowing that Lord is the supreme controller. He is the one who will bestow us whatever the result that we are going to get. And we do whatever is in our hands. Whatever is in our hands, we have to do. That is the limit. Like if there is a room for improvement, if there is something that you can do, we have to do. And then when things go out of your hand, then we should stop worrying about it. And we should do whatever we can. It's like Arjuna fought war with his full abilities. He did not sit down and wait thinking that I have now surrendered to the Lord. Lord is going to fight for me. He fought war saying that I have Lord's protection on my back. Like how a small kid will jump into the swimming pool knowing that my father is there to protect me. I have all the guards. My duty is to jump into the water and practice swimming. If something happens, my father will protect me, who is on the who is waiting and seeing. So the mood of a devotee should, whatever I can do, I'll give my 100% sincerely to this thing that I am supposed to do, because I am working for the pleasure of the Lord. And ultimately, I will not be disheartened if I don't get the result favorable to me, or I will jump around the world and say that, oh, it's my achievement when I get a result which is favorable to me. Both the cases, it's Lord's mercy. It's Lord's permission. I will do what I have to do. So we have to do our duty, our responsibility. Surrendering to the Lord does not mean stop everything. But you may get a question like, pure devotees of the Lord, they can't do anything because they are so much immersed in the thoughts of the Lord. They cannot think of anything. They don't even think of eating food. They don't even think of getting up and doing their daily chores, because they're always immersed in the thoughts of the Lord. So those are pure devotees, and we should not imitate their actions. We are all sadhana bhaktas. So the duty of the sadhana bhaktas is to do whatever is in our hands to our best, not to anybody's best. See, again, this is another understanding, clarity all of us should get. Some people can run 5 kilometers in 1 hour. We may run in 2 hours. So we should not be thinking that, oh, I have to run like this other person in 5 kilometers in 1 hour. We give our best and we do the things. So that should be the borderline, like I have done my best sincerely to my best, whatever this is. Rest is Krishna's. From the beginning, we think that it is Krishna's mercy. To do even our best, we need Krishna's mercy. It's not that every capable person can do always what he wants to do in all scenarios. We may be a great singers, and we always sang in such a way that we got standing ovation in the hall. But that day, just before I go and sit on the stage, something happened in my throat, and then I could not sing at all. And we have seen many great singers coming and saying that I had such a bad throat. I was not even able to talk just before the program. I went there, I sat down, I prayed to the Lord, and I did such a awesome concert. So even to do whatever we can do, we need Lord's mercy. So surrendering to the Lord should not come in the end when we decide that, oh, there is nothing in my hands anymore. Now Lord has to chip in. From the beginning itself, a devotee of a Lord says that, Krishna, I am doing this, and we surrender to the Lord in the beginning itself. We do from the beginning itself for the pleasure of the Lord. I hope I
Yes,
understood
Mataji.
your question.
Yes, Mataji. So the bhavna should be from starting that we are
Yes.
surrendering, but we should work hard. That's fine.
Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madarat Pranam to you, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. So in connection to what Geeta Mataji has asked, I was talking to one Mataji, and she was saying that I'm working because, I do a lot of window shopping, and or sometimes I do this traveling within USA. So I need money for that. So because of that, so her desires are material based. And of course, she is a little bit Krishna conscious. Uh, she chants a couple of rounds and, follows some regulations, not all. Like she eats onion garlic. And so partly she takes up whatever she can do. But at the same time, I encourage her that, I was trying to tell her that, the desires also is literally taking her to, do all this part-time job, and, she's getting into that. So, and of course, we hear that Krishna gives us the free will. So in a situation like this, where, she's desiring everything in the material way, and we as devotees can say Krishna is fulfilling her desire. So how is Krishna consciousness connected to a situation like this?
Krishna fulfills everybody's desires who is not Krishna conscious also, because that's the whole thing of this material world. Fruitive activities, punya karmas. So people who do punya karmas for sense gratification, saying that I want this, I want to buy a house, I want a good wife, good children. So Krishna does that. When you say Krishna consciousness, it is devotional, bhakti, love, where there is no fruitive activity. We are not doing business with the Lord. We are trying to love Lord. We are trying to establish our relationship with Lord. So Krishna does not punish the people who are not Krishna consciousness. If they are doing good karma, if they are working hard sincerely, he will give them money, and he gives them free will also to use whatever they want with the money that they have earned. So Krishna is not a Hitler, or Krishna is equal to everybody. So but he won't give himself to them. They will never know Krishna. They may be just busy earning money, enjoying, and in the process of earning money and enjoying, they may do a sin, they may suffer. So it's all only transaction based with them. They will not come any closer to Krishna unless they serve a devotee, or they do bhakti, where they are selfless and they are serving the Lord without any expectation from him. Then they will get bhakti. But they will still be getting what they want if they do the thing properly. If you give $10, they will get the $10 worth of the things back. Krishna will not interfere. Krishna will not say that, oh, this is not good for you, you are going to be materially more engrossed, so don't go for these things. Krishna will not stop them, because they are not desiring that. They are desiring to enjoy. Krishna will fulfill even more and more for them to enjoy. He may give them more and more thoughts to enjoy also. Krishna will not bother. That is the whole free will concept. He will only bother, he will only interfere when we ask Krishna, saying, Krishna, I am surrendering to you. Help me in a way that I progress in my Krishna consciousness. Then he will give us a thought. He will make us think, oh, maybe I'm shopping like this. This is not good. This is not useful. This is not giving me any happiness. I have done shopping for 10 years, and still 11th year I'm going again to shop because I did not find the happiness that I wanted. So then Krishna will give that thought. and then start thinking, oh, maybe this real happiness is not here. And then we will look. So Krishna only interfere in the lives of devotees who ask him to interfere, who surrender to him, or who seek his advice, who seek his protection. So chanting the names of the Lord, engaging ourselves in devotional service, it will become Krishna consciousness only when we do things for the pleasure of Krishna. We use the Krishna conscious word, but it will only become Krishna consciousness when we do it for the pleasure of the Lord, with pure devotion, with devotion to the Lord. I won't even say pure. You can have a mixed devotion also, where you want something and all. But at least there should be one. It should be like you are not seeking any fruits out of your activities. So I don't see that Mataji is still able to associate with devotees itself shows that somewhere there is bhakti. Otherwise, it's very difficult to associate with devotees. So that association with devotees will one day result in change of heart and travel more towards Krishna. So however materialistic we are, however bad qualities we may have, the one point that we should always remember is not to leave the association of devotees. And also to those people who are not Krishna consciousness in our life, if we are related to them, as a practicing devotees, if we really love them, if we really care for them, we should not stop giving our association to them, because that's the only way they can come to Krishna. If we start finding fault, or if we say that, oh, you should not do this, this is the best and perfect way to do it, you have to do like that, then they may go away and they may forget Krishna. They may go away from Krishna. So we can just engage them more in Krishna consciousness, help them more to chant, invite them more to do some services. So when they keep doing that, the change of heart may happen. Material desires are so strong, it's very difficult to give up. Every one of us may be having something. Some may be having shopping desire, some may be having progressing in job, some may be having good house, luxurious life. So all these material things are actually becoming obstacle for us to become progress in our spiritual life. At the same time, if we are going for these material things to Krishna instead of other Devi Devtas, Krishna guarantees us in Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 2nd chapter or 5th chapter, that you come to me if whether you are full of desires or no desires, still come to me. When we go to Krishna, whether we are full of desires or no desires, he will make sure that the change of heart happens. The Devi Devatas cannot do that, but Krishna can do that. So remembering that point in our mind, we should encourage everybody to come to Krishna, irrespective of what they are, where they are, materially or spiritually. Oh, you want more money to shop more? Do more chanting. Come more to Krishna consciousness. Practice, engage in service. So fire will burn us whether we touch it knowingly or unknowingly. Doing more service to Krishna is going to purify us whether we want it or not, knowingly or unknowingly. So the key is to be in association of devotees and keep chanting always. Prabhupada's Leelamrita, if we read, actually Prabhupada was giving association to the people when he came to US. So Prabhupada always wanted, in one of the chapters, Prabhupada says, like, he always wanted association of devotees. Actually, people are benefiting by his association, but Prabhupada is wanting association of devotees. So association of devotees is so important. And as a practicing full-time devotees, or as devotees who are initiated and progressing, we need to be responsible to give that association to the people without judging them, to the extent where we are not disturbed. So Association of devotees, chanting the holy names of the Lord, eating prasadam, engaging in devotional service is the medicine for any kind of thing. It is going to purify us whether we want it or don't want it. So encourage them to practice more in devotional service to the Lord, chanting and all. So eventually they will change.
Thank you, Mataji. And Mataji, one more question.
Yes, Mataji.
It's not connected to your class, but the class was so wonderful. I really liked that point you read, and you said about if some money is lost, then if it has to come back, it will come back. And sometimes, like I remember one time I put my purse in the cart, and I came back home. And it's surprising that when then I realized that I'd gone to the vegetable market. So last I went there only, and I left it, and I was like, so many people are coming and going there. So then I hurriedly and came. My whole purse was there, not just like a wallet or with all kinds of stuff, like big purse. So when I came back, I was so shocked that the purse was lying there, and nobody even took it. So I was like thanking Krishna that like it was so scary. And from that day onwards, I made sure, because sometimes Krishna will put us in a situation because we are ourselves very careless. And then from it is that day till today's day, whenever the cart we empty, where this place where the children sit down, we tend to keep our stuff there. I always make sure I don't leave it on my daughter or anyone else. I'll check the cart, everything is from the cart has come to the car, and then I will till today's date, because I already got this like a shock. But yeah, Krishna is it reminded me of that day. For Mataji, I have one more question. There's one Mataji, she's initiated Mataji, and but her family, some members they eat onion garlic, some members they don't cook non-veg, but they get from outside, her son, and especially like that. Now she's initiated disciple and everything, and so sometimes the temple authority will ask her that, Mataji, can you do the offering to the deities in the evening and things like that. And also, it's very hard for her at home, since her husband and son are very, very dominating, in the sense that, it's hard for her that she cannot separate out the utensils also. Reason being that then they say, oh, you're creating two kitchen in the house. So she's quite conditioned that way. So now, she was asking me. So I said, well, I will ask at my conference call. There are devotees there who can guide, So I simply told her, you say no, that, you're not in a position right now, because, offering or taking bhoga to the temple and offering to the deities is like, at least the kitchen has to be, if even if onion garlic is there, at least non-veg, and then sometimes uh, utensils get mixed up and things like that, because everybody is not devotee. She has a son, daughter, and then it's a joint family, big family. So and every time some so they're asking her to do like weekly seva like that. So what is your how would I advise her, this Mataji, in a situation like that?
It is completely to the temple authorities and whoever is the temple president and all, because it's temple. But if you don't have anybody to serve there and only this Mataji is there, the service to the Lord should continue. And since she doesn't eat onion and garlic or meat or anything, she can go into the temple's kitchen and cook and offer the bhoga. That is one option. Like you can cook in temple kitchen and offer the bhoga, right? Like you don't need to.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Cook
you
from
can
your
cook
own
in
kitchen.
temples.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the temple's kitchen, we can cook always and we can offer the bhoga. Because when temple is asking her, means maybe they don't have enough people to do, enough people to serve. So when we don't have enough people and serving and service to the Lord should continue, then we should do. If we have enough people, then there is no point. Like, we can do many other services. Service to Krishna just doesn't mean only one service. We don't need to be like, in some Hindu temples, people put a debate always and argue like, okay, you only allow certain kind of people and not certain kind of people. People just for argument's sake they argue, but they don't want to come and do any service also. Just like now people just for argument's sake they argue. So we should not argue for the sake of argument. If the service is getting stopped to Krishna, anybody can following the rules and regulations within the temple kitchen, Mataji can cook and offer and do. If you have enough
Yeah.
devotion to do, then we can skip it. Like, we don't need to.
Yes, yes.
We can
So
do
it is
something
not
else.
advisable for her because Mataji, in the service, what happens is that you have to take a bath, then you have to have, like, in the sense then you have to dress up and wear a sari and then do the bhoga offering. All those things are there. So it's advisable that she does and goes and cooks in the temple kitchen only, because that is pure.
Yeah,
Utensils are
that's
pure,
always
everything
best.
is pure there.
Yeah, that's always best
Yeah,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
are giving it to Lord and you have an opportunity to do that. Temple kitchen is available and all.
Otherwise, yeah. And otherwise, you said if suppose, for some reason in temple kitchen, sometimes, the bhoga room the room is locked and there are different authorities who want to keep it closed and the Mataji cannot, then it's better to say no. That's what he advises.
Fruits,
And
she
take
can
up some other
always
service.
offer fruits and all. Yeah, it's better to say even for a practicing like devotees or anybody. If but as long as we should make sure some bhoga is happening to the Lord, like somebody else is doing, like not like we make
Yes.
completely. Yeah, that should go on. Then we can say no. Like let's say Mataji, it's so simple, not just for cooking. Like let's say in our Bhakti Vriksha, you all are temple, so you have multiple devotees. We have we are having very few devotees here, and our strengths are very limited. Like if there are 4 or 5 devotees who sing Lord better, then we always ask them to do the service, because we are not doing it for our pleasure, we are doing it for Lord's pleasure. So, and then when those wonderful singers are not available, we cannot stop kirtan for the Lord. And I don't sing better at all, but I happen to lead the kirtan. It may not be as beautiful, as melodious as the great singers do, but the thing is, we are doing for the pleasure of the Lord. The Lord, so the service should go on. So I lead the kirtan, which is only one tune all the 20 minutes. I can't do variations. I can't coordinate with the maybe a little bit coordination with the mridangam player, but I can't. If he changes a beat, I may go out of. But there is nobody else. There is no other devotee. Then we just lead it, because the service to the Lord should continue. That is our focus. Should be always like that. So we should not be the center of the service. Service to the Lord should be the center. If we have capable people, we have qualified people, we should give them the chance. And service should continue. If there is no qualified people and we have to do service, we should sue. In this case, if there is somebody in the temple who can offer, then Mataji can say that, okay, my kitchen is not that good to offer to the Lord. And if she feels like she wants to offer, fruits can be always offered to the Lord. Fruits can go from anywhere, like fruits you can take.
Yeah,
We can
fruits or
keep a
nuts.
small knife.
Nuts or fruits like
Fruit, nut, milk. Milk is also offered. Fruits, nuts, milk, all these things can be offered.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah, I will just convey to her.
Better
Because she
check
was in
with
this.
somebody more better in deity worship and all. I have deities, I do at home, but not at temple. So
Yeah. And there are more strict rules in the temple.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah.
Temple has more strict rules.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna Mataji,
Mataji.
Danda Pranam. Hare Krishna Mataji, Danda Pranam. All goes to Sri Prabhupada. It was such a nice class, reflecting upon our duties and our purpose of our activities. Yeah, remembering that everything happens due to Krishna. That Purusha Prakriti Bhunte Prakriti Jan Gunan Karnam Guna Shangasya Sadasaj. So all we have been destined, we are niyati, we are to certain results. So 95, 98% of the things are from past karma baggage. So accordingly, we will get what that Rakhe Krishna Marake is perfect elucidation of that philosophy. And Mataji's the question answer was also so nice. I was thinking about that. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan ma. So we have to do our duties at the same in leaving it to Krishna. Okay, Karmanyavadhikar, he's not speaking about Krishna, but later Yat Karoshi Adishnoshi, he's speaking about himself. Krishna is speaking about himself. Now I have one question, Mataji, regarding Lord's reciprocation, because it was also part of how we get motivation. So as we ye yathamam prapadantam savibhajam yaham. So yeah, so as we go, Krishna also reciprocates. So how to read the reciprocation is my question. So it's like, of course, we are doing the sadhana, we are doing whatever we are doing it for Krishna, fair enough. But within that also, certain actions we may have to take that we may not be aware, and we want to know whether Krishna is wanting me to take that action. Otherwise also it's Krishna conscious, everything, all activities are Krishna conscious, and that also, if you do that, you also be Krishna conscious. But how do you read that Krishna wants me to take that action specifically? And it is not that Prabhupada, we are not in the Prabhupada level that Krishna comes in his dreams, or the Guru Maharaj comes in his dream and
Yeah.
go here.
Yeah. See, I only remember what Prabhupada says once in one of the books, like, how you, when we are eating food, we know when we are full, when we are satisfied. So if we are eating slowly and consciously, we know, like, when we are full and when we are satisfied. Similarly, we will know when Lord reciprocates, because there is no way that we won't be knowing when Lord reciprocates, because in Nectar of Devotion, all the ecstatic symptoms, all the situation of the devotees who have met the Lord, who have received the reciprocation from the Lord, has felt. So we will, when we see the reciprocation from the Lord, when we go to, because reciprocation from the Lord comes when we are at the love stage, right? Like, it's the last stage, ninth stage in the bhakti, starting from Shraddha, Anartha Nivruti, Nishta, all these things. So it's like we will definitely feel it when there is a love. There is no way that we don't feel when somebody loves us. So we need to go to that stage, then we will know. When we are in a sadhana stage, we may be misunderstanding sometimes some things as we quickly think that maybe I'm at a stage where I'm already receiving reciprocation. We may be receiving guidance from inside from the Lord. This also I will take from Prabhupada's book, where Prabhupada says, like, when we surrender, Krishna guides us from inside, saying that don't do this. But still our mind says do it. If our mind and heart both are saying do it, then we can say that that is the guidance from the Lord. And we should go ahead and do everything. We should take as a guidance from the Lord, because, or at least we should take that it is allowed by the Lord. Because if every action in this world should be allowed by the Lord. Without Lord's permission, even a blade of grass cannot move. So if we are doing something, that means it is allowed at least by the Lord. Whether it is favorable to us, whether we are suffering because of us, or whether we are happy, getting happy because of that or not, first and foremost thing is that Lord has allowed that action to happen. When Lord is allowing that to happen, that means it is Lord's will. My plan did not work, Lord's plan worked. So when we... Sorry, Mataji. Anybody? So that means Lord's plan is working. So when Lord's plan is working, as a practicing devotees, the best thing for us is to align our will with Lord's will. Whether it is favorable or unfavorable, like or dislike, we should say that, okay, this is what Krishna allowed, and I'm going to accept this, and we should move on. Then we will learn the lessons from an unfavorable result. And from a favorable result also, we will learn lessons and we'll be happy and we will move on. So reciprocation part, we will know when Lord reciprocates us, because love is felt, like how we are satisfied when we eat food. When Lord reciprocates with us, when Lord's presence is there in our life, when we are chanting and all, there is no way we are going to miss it or confused about it. We will realize that. But that is the highest stage, love and bhava stage, where we have to go that far. And before that, if we are sadhana bhaktas where we don't know Lord giving us his appearance in our dreams or doing it, we at least have to accept that it is Lord's will, whatever is happening in our life, whatever we are thinking to do. Like, and then we should move on like that. Because Krishna says in 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, I give the intelligence, I give the remembrance, I give them to those souls who have surrendered to me, I give the intelligence to come to me. So anything Krishna is giving us, remembering or remembering something or forgetting something or intelligence. He also says in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, I am the intelligence of the intelligent people. So he is everything. Anywhere we look, it is he. But sometimes we cannot accept his plan because we are attached to the material things. We are attached to our fame. We are attached to our good. So we may not be able to accept his plan. And we think that his plan is not good than our plan. But we should know that he is not only omnipotent, he is also omniscience. That means he knows better than us, our past, present, future. So even though it is not liking to me, we should accept his thing and we should move on. So that is what I'm thinking.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So in the sadhana bhakti stage, it would be if your heart and mind are in sync, saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Chaita Guru, Krishna is speaking from the heart, then it should be okay.
It should be okay. We can proceed. And if we still have doubts, we can ask any senior devotee whether it is aligning with scriptures or not. And then we should go. We should move forward.
Yeah, of course.
We should just move forward. Maybe we may not succeed in that, but still that's a lesson. I just tell a simple example. I was telling a singing thing. Like we have our weekly Wednesday Bhagavatam sessions, and I will never sing because I have my Prabhu who sings better. Rupani Prabhu, my husband, he sings, and there are many other kirtan. My children also sing better. Everybody sing better than me. So that 30 minutes of kirtan that we do before the program, it's in Zoom. It's not even in person. So generally they do, and I just follow. But couple of weeks, because of travel and my husband being in Chicago and all, he is not able to, and some other Matajis also, they could not. And I have been leading the kirtan, and I know that I'm very bad at it. Very bad. But I just follow because there is a senior devotee. He says, VanaMalini, can you please lead the kirtan? And then I take it as an instruction from Guru and Krishna. Even though I don't like it, I'm not good at it, I'll just go and do it. I don't care whether anybody comments saying that why this Mataji is singing. She's so bad at singing. She don't even know how to pay the kartals and she's singing. I don't worry about any of those things anymore because it is done for the pleasure of the Lord. And I have been given instruction to do that from a senior devotee. Whether I'm qualified or not, my qualification does not matter there because it's an instruction coming from above. I take it as Krishna's instruction and go ahead and do it. And sometimes you feel at heart that this is the right thing to do. I want to do this. Heart and mind both are saying this is the right thing to do. And your thought is aligning with the scriptures. Then you just should go ahead and do it depending on Krishna and thinking that that is the direction we have to go.
Yes, Mataji. Yes. Thank you for the answer.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this nectar class and question answer session. And today we have Geeta ji from Senior Connection. Yesterday we went to New Vrindavan trip and she was there and she loved everything. So I just requested her to come and listen our class. So she's here. So let us welcome her in our traditional way by chanting Three times Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for joining, Gita ji, and nice question also.
Yes.
And you also got the answer. So yes, please feel free to come every day and give your association and your question.
Definitely, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's pay obeisances to all the Vaishnavas. Vancha
Kalpatarubhya कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
नंद कोटि अष्टमी की जय।
प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
वंशा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
वनमाली
जय।
मंजरी माता जी की जय।
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.